Hey friends, TS Hawkeye here. We're going to do something a little different on the channel today. Um, I don't know a whole lot of the backstory in the Fortnite figures, so we're going to do Wave 1 in its entirety. I'll show you the articulation. All the figures have the same articulation. I'll show you some packaging. And, I'll tell you what I like and what I don't like. Okay, so this is, again, all the figures do come with one of these building materials that works as a stand. So this is Rust Lord. I'll give you a good look at him. He comes in the Llama Drama Loop Pinata. So he doesn't come with an excavation tool, unfortunately, but he does come with a lot of things. If you can see an unboxing of it, I was incredibly impressed by the packaging. So look up the Llama Drama Loop Pinata unboxing. I mean, I wish I would have kept the llama, but I tore it apart, which I don't usually do to my packages. So as you'll see. All right, so Rust Lord turns at the head. He has a slight up and down. Wrists, he has a pivot right here, mid-torso. His arms, right, he's a little tight, which I don't really like. So it's bends at the elbows. His hands turn. They're on a joint, so they can do this. He has upper thigh. He has double jointed knees. His feet are up and down, and they're on a bit of a rocker panel there. So again, this is Rust Lord. He didn't come with an excavation tool, such as I said, and we're only showing him first because he doesn't have any packaging. He doesn't have anything. He did come with a lot of weapons. I'm not going to go into any weapons. I will do that for a third video. I will put some of the figures' weapons in their hands and take a look at some of my favorites. So another look at the figure. Very nice. I really like the aesthetics. Again, a lot of these molds, a lot of these figures were reused, but they were reused so well that I don't really mind. So that's Rust Lord. Next up is Technique. The first figure I bought, one of my favorite figures, has all the same articulation. Her excavation tool is like a paint roller with a crowbar tied onto it, which is extremely cool. As you can see the head there. I know my grainy camera is going to limit that. And the cool thing is this hood part comes off, which I like. She looks normal. She has this gas mask here, or like a paint mask, because that's her whole thing. You know what I mean? It's but yeah, and if you pop the head off there, that would be removable too. I like the look of it, so I'm keeping it there. So again, very casual looking figure. Again, this was the first one I bought because I figured if I didn't like it, I could always do something. I could customize it, or I could just put it as one of my zombie victims. Okay, I don't have her packaging handy. It's, again, first figure. Next figure is Raptor. I know it's backwards there for you, but, all the packages are pretty much the same. They have the other figures available. He's got an excavation tool. He doesn't stay on his thing too well, but some of the figures don't. Some of them do. Looks very military. That's always what I thought. He's got the headset. It's for some reason this arm is very tight. It's not as posable. I don't want to force it and break it, because but yeah, it's he reminds me a lot of the G.I. Joe Beachhead, and that's probably just the mask there. He's got some emblems on him. He's the SAS fighter, or I'm sorry, Royal Air Force test pilot. So, all right, there's Raptor. Next up, we have Bandolier. No shirt, no surrender. I really like the art on these. You know what I mean? When we get into Wave 2, I have one that's not sealed. We can take a look at it. I got this figure. Very, I like the realistic looking figures. Some of the ones that aren't realistic have impressed the hell out of me here. But, it's he's got the sunglasses. He's got like a little man bun going on. The Bandolier could be removable, but again, I've left it on. You know, some of the same parts, and his excavation tool is a shark with a harpoon through it. Again, I've never played Fortnite, so I don't know really what the issue with that is. But again, very, very solid, sturdy, military-looking figure. Next figure, Carbide. Heed the call to action. This was a figure I wasn't sure on. It's I'll show you the head. You know, he's got a very generic kind of looking excavation tool. He's got like some armor, and he's got on the back there. The paint is slightly metallic, more so than some on the rest of the figures. So he stands out a little more. You know, posability, same thing. Everything's good. He will probably be posed with my Cobra figures. He kind of reminds me more of a Cobra guy with the mask. But again, that's just me. All right. Next figure is a figure we've already discussed. There's a full review, so I'm just going to give a quick look. It's Drift. Journey into the Unknown. Again, this has turned out to be one of my clear favorite figures. You know, just you know, I like the head, I like the jacket. There's detail on the back. You know, and he's still extremely posable even with the jacket. So those are all the solo mode figures. Excuse me. Now we're going to go in. There's an early survival guide figure, or early survival figure in the game, Omega. He comes with a few more accessories. There can be only one. He comes with a backpack and a glider, which if I was to look at that, I would say that's probably goes with technique. But again, that's a cool thing. These figures come with stuff. He came with guns, which is different because the rest of them just came with their stand, the collector's guide, and the excavation tool. So he did come with a few more accessories. They're all in the same box. You know what I mean? I could look them up, but you know, it's he's got the same legs as Carbide. You know, very posable. I actually really like the look of this figure. Like I can't think of what it reminds me of, but it's very more of a fantasy kind of based figure. And again, I like the realistic ones, but I really like the other ones too, you know. Next up, this is the Turbo Builder set. This came with 2 figures. It came with 81 building materials, 4 weapons, and they both have a harvesting tool. You know, I really like the art on these. It came with Jonesy and Raven. And, you know, it's there's the back. It has the figures available. You know, it shows a few things you can do with the building materials. It actually comes with different textures. So there's metal, there's brick, and there is also wood. So there's Jonesy, very generic looking figure. He's certainly be one of the figures I pose with the G.I. Joes. Raven, the figure I was really looking forward to out of the box. He's got more of it's almost like a electrical excavation tool. He's got these cool boots. You know, he's still extremely posable, even with this is a very soft plastic, so you can pose him. Only complaint, very minor, as if you can see there, there's no detail. It's just like a flat face with eyes painted on. I'm not complaining. It still looks cool. I still like it. But you know, they could have, you know what I mean, or could have done like the Lord of the Rings 6-inch figures with the Witch King, where they just didn't have anything. I would prefer to have nothing there with no eyes than, you know. But that's just my preference. It's still a cool looking figure. All right, the next thing we have to look at, it is the Fortnite squad mode. So that comes with Ragnarok, Cuddle Team Leader. We've seen a full review of her. Bright Bomber, and Rex. Let's start with Cuddle Team Leader. I did a full review on her. We'll take a quick look. But again, this box came with a couple of weapons. Like I said, I couldn't tell you which ones, but there we go. There's Cuddle Team Leader. Here's Ragnarok, the one that I was really looking forward to getting out of the package. I thought he would be my favorite. He's got some translucent plastic there. I don't know if it's going to show up, but you know, the detail is amazing. I love the, you know, his beard is translucent up here on his horns. You know, it's just the detail on this figure is awesome. You know, it's he still poses well even with this. It's again, he's going to be posed fighting Thor. And lastly, no, I'm sorry, not lastly. The Bright Bomber, which I saw this figure, I thought there's nothing I like about this figure until I got it out of the package and started putting weapons in her hands. There's her excavation tool. It's just like a pony. It's very cool detail on the legs. You know what I mean? It's like that. That's very, to me, reminds me very much of G.I. Joe. There's her head. She's got glasses on, which are non-removable. It's got a nice face sculpt. Like the sculpts on these are amazing. It's I'm not going to not mention that. So, and again, there is some detail and some texture on her arms and on her stomach where it looks like she's wearing armor underneath. That's a cool detail. I really do like that. They took a lot of time making these figures look really, really well. And, you know, it's, as I said, they've used, what we'll do, we'll talk about the last figure. Last figure in the squad pack. It's Rex. He's not my favorite. He's probably my least favorite figure in the first wave. But again, he still poses very well. The detail's great. You know what I mean? You know, he's got his excavation tool. You know, it's his mask is removable. It's a very soft plastic, so you're not gonna, you know, you're not gonna break it. But very generic looking head. You know, it's and that's kind of takes away a little bit for me on that figure. All right, so we saw all that. The other thing every figure comes with, other than that, is a collector's guide. This is the same for Wave Wide. It just shows the figures available. You know, shows the weapons you can get, and these are all in the loot crates. It's more weapons. Shows some back bling, and these are all very character specific in Wave 1. Like I said, when we get to the third video, I'll show you. And then just the glider, and the only glider that came out in Wave 1 came with Omega, and as I said, it looks like it would go to Technique. So there's Wave 1. I don't think I missed anything. Like I said, a lot of good figures there. I really enjoyed some of the different ones, like especially Drift. Like I said, he's probably my favorite one of my favorites out of Wave 1. Ragnarok was strong. Raven was strong. It's, again, Jazzwares took this property, really did it well. So they're going on clearance now. So the last thing I will show you is there are 6 unique loot crates. They come with, you know, as I said, I've got all my weapons specifically put in certain ones, like with the weapons. But no, these are sturdy. These are very hard plastic. It's the detail on them though. They really didn't skimp on detail on anything that I've seen yet. So I will show you a little closer up. That is one of the building materials that came with one of the figures. I've got them all in this box, so I'll see if I can find a steel one and a metal one, or a brick one. I've got so many of these now. I haven't built anything yet, but when I do, I think it's going to be pretty epic. Want to know what? We'll go into that. Oh, no, here's a metal piece. Very cool detail on that. you know, you can see it's shining, so it's metal. It looks metallic, like. And let's see if we have a wood piece. Not a wood piece, a brick piece. I'm sorry. Feel like a kid going to the bottom of the cereal box trying to get a prize. All right. So there's a brick piece. And again, the whole thing with these is they click together. They're a little tight sometimes, but I'm actually kind of looking forward to having some time just to play with them. They stay really well. You know, they are kind of, some of them stick a little bit to try to get them apart. But again, I am waiting to try to build something pretty cool and go from there. All right. So there's wave one. Any comments, questions, concerns? Let me know. If you want to see a figure closer up, I'll certainly do a separate review. But yeah, there was wave one. I'm very impressed. Again, like, I mean, just tiny, tiny minor issues, not even complaints, you know, with Raven's face and the Rex figure. But I would not buy them again. So, all right. So there we go. TS Hawkeye here. Wave one Fortnite figures. Let me know. Like, subscribe, tell your friends, share it. You can send me money. I'll give you my address if you need. But yeah, we'll go from there. And might not be tonight, but look forward to my wave two figure review. And it'll be a little shorter. There's not as many figures in wave two. All right. Have a great night and keep on collecting.